Hi, this is Guy with Cow on Head again. This is Moonlight episode 9. Wait, this is 9. Sorry, I was doing 6 before. And this episode is called Fleur de Lis. Sorry if you don't like it that I'm not in the center of this shot. I can try to move this a bit. Anyways, today's episode starts with a flash forward, but the flash forward kind of ruins things in a way, but in the same way doesn't reveal much that we don't already know, or at least are led to believe, perhaps. So, skipping the flash forward for now, because obviously we'll get back to that. The entire episode takes place within 24 hours. So, how does it start? I forget. Let me check my notes. Now, I forget why the reasons of this were, but basically, Mick and Beth were at Morgan's place, or at least snooping on her, and like really bad snooping because Morgan is in her underwear. Because, you know, network TV has to show women in their underwear. And I wonder, women and men, regardless of your sexual orientation, should there be more men in their underwear on TV? Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, there's not much the first scene reveals yet, just that they're trying to keep tabs on Morgan. And Beth becomes suspicious that Morgan is in fact Coraline. And we see basically Mick takes another case of private investigation, and it's into a Carrington, but not the Carringtons from the show Dynasty, although in some ways they might as well be with all the soapy angst and sexual drama and what have you. By the way, if you want to check out the CW show Dynasty, that is a good show. Basically, this Carrington, I can't believe I forgot his name, I just checked it too. His name is Haggins. I kind of got confused. I mean, it's an unusual name, even for fictitious characters. I mean, the show only lasted one season, and they're using Haggins instead of the usual names, which they certainly hadn't run out if you had. Hagen wants Mick to investigate his wife, Tina, to see if Tina is having an affair. And Haggins does not appear to be the nicest person, because at one point he even says, "I own my wife," which is not good. To own someone, or even believe that you own someone, or worse, to actually own someone based on horrible illegal activity, because I don't think slavery is legal on this planet anymore, but there are illegal slaveries. And if you're the victim of it, please speak out, but that serious topic is worth more serious videos. I'm not even sure why I'm bringing it up now. Basically, not nice person, but Mick still does the case anyways. He talks to Morgan, and they meet at a restaurant. And at this restaurant, Morgan eats food, which isn't too unusual for a human, at least. Basically, despite still being freaked out by when Mick attacked her earlier, Morgan decides to help with the case. And Beth, who is the narrator for this episode only, she is doing her own snooping, even talking to Joseph, saying if there's a way for Morgan to be a human, and he's still not convinced that Coraline is alive or that she's a human instead of a vampire. And hey, at least I remember what role he played in this episode. Constantly forgetting what role he plays, because he's in every episode, but he's not always the focus like he should be. Well, I mean, he is the focus sometimes, but it depends on the circumstance. Anyways, we get Tina with her stepson, and it turns out they're having sex, and it seems weird already, even if that's your stepson. And basically, Nick gets proof of the affair, but then is convinced from his super hearing, because he's a vampire, that he heard something implying that Haggins would kill the two of them if they found it. But it's revealed later that something else is afoot. But what? And during one of the scenes, Beth is talking to Mick on the phone, and Coraline is saying weird things. Like, the clothes are hitting the floor. And, wait, what are you talking about? Hey, come over here, I'm starting without you. And of course it has the funny double meanings. And later at the investigation thing, Morgan says that her, Beth, and Mick should have a three-way, which was not a sexual three-way implication. And Beth actually replies, well, I would like that, but... And then I forget what the rest of the reply is, because I didn't write it in the notes. But it's like, wait, seriously? You would want that? The whole tension thing is brought up some because, well, basically, it seems like lots of shows need to have a love triangle. It's not as crazy as all the love triangles on Grey's Anatomy, but is any show that crazy with their love triangles? Anyways, Morgan is convinced that Nick is her type and that Nick should be with her instead of Beth. Wait, did I say her type instead of his type? I think I did. Oh well. Gotta get pronouns right. Although I don't understand how one person can be a they. Maybe someone can explain that in the comments. And I'm not referring to someone with multiple personalities. Anyways, at one point, Beth was at Morgan's apartment and snooping on things, and Nick notices this, but he's able to get Morgan out there without her noticing Beth. Through all the snooping of stuff, Beth notices old pictures of Mick, and then at one point even finds the place where she was kidnapped as a child. Ooh, the plot thickens. And I've sort of accidentally already spoiled a twist I was trying to keep from you. But first, back to the case. It turns out Tina wants to kill her husband. And that's the thing that was missing from the audio. And Mick is there confronting her lover slash stepson, which is like, what? I mean, stepbrother I might understand, but stepson? Ew. Anyways, Owen is the name of the of Tina's stepson slash lover, and when Mick reveals to Owen about the thought that Haggins was in danger, or the other way around, basically Owen attacks Mick. Of course, Mick gets the upper hand, sort of, I think, because it's a vampire, and vampires always have the upper hand. Upper hand. Nah, I'm not a vampire. I'm a werewolf. Nah, I'm not that either. I don't think those are real. Anyways, to resolve the case, basically there's a bit of a kerfuffle, and Tina tries to ram her husband in a car, and one should never use a vehicle for a ramming attack, because that's bad. Also, don't shoot people. And then we see that case resolved, different people are arrested. But back to the Fleur de Lis. Oh, also Mick's apartment was broken into at one point while he was away. And Morgan was part of this. One said she's never been almost killed before. I forget, it might have been Hagen's assistant who revealed key information to someone, running out of time to finish, so I tried to keep these videos short and under a limit. I say rambling some more. Anyways, an important thing is that Beth notices a Fleur de Lis tattoo from the 18th century, said to be a brand. She confronts Mick and says that Morgan is Coraline. And at this time, and this was right before Morgan was in the shower, or I should say Coraline, because they are the same person, and casually sees it, notices the concealer is off. Mick notices the tattoo. It's like, you're human, how did you do it? I need to know. And the episode ends with Beth stabbing Coraline with a stake, and then like, no, I need to know this, what's going on? It's like, jeez. And that's really how the episode ends. And will Coraline be okay? I guess we'll have to find out. And do we want her to be okay? It's like, well, Mick wants to be human again, right? Maybe permanently, or at least temporarily. And could it actually happen? Well, I guess we'll have to find out later if it will. And that is all for this episode. Bye.